President Uhuru Kenyatta will retire this year after serving the legal 2 terms in office. East Africa's biggest economy is already in full campaign mode ahead of the general elections in August. Like previous elections, this year's polls are promising to be highly competitive and most likely divisive. Several people have expressed their interest in succeeding Kenyatta, but the real battle will be between the current Deputy President, William Ruto, and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga.
These two very strong people have divided the country at present because each of them has a serious following, and each of them is trying to make the other one blunder. And they are doing a good job of making each other blunder with the awkward statements. So if elections were to be held today, it would be a toss-up.
In Tanzania, general elections are not until 2025, but President Samia Suluhu Hassan is already stamping her authority and preparing the ground for her election bid. A cabinet reshuffle at the beginning of the year sent home those she felt were disloyal and, in her words, undermining her speed of work.
Now to be elected in her own right, not to have inherited, because all she did is to inherit. And to inherit very effectively in a very skillful way, that she got credits and acclaims across the border in Tanzania, in Eastern Africa, and outside.
Neighboring Ethiopia is sending mixed signals on whether this year could see an end to its year-long conflict in the Tigray region. While the government declared victory against the Tigray's People's Liberation Front, it is unclear yet even conditional talks will open. Experts say this is a window for international community to step in and get a peace process underway.
By and large, the conflict has calmed, and there is real potential and a chance for peace negotiations here. I think what both parties do is going to be critical in the weeks to come, because if they elect to go back into fighting, then the situation is only going to get worse. However, if both parties are going to be assisted by the international community and regional countries to move towards negotiation, we are likely to see the beginning of the end of the conflict in Ethiopia.
Sudan's hopes of getting a peaceful transition to civilian authorities are likely to get a boost following the announcement by the United Nations that it will open talks in the country following a coup in October last year. Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok resigned at the beginning of the year, weeks after he was reinstated by the military, which deposed him.
Because of the increasing international pressure that is coming from not just the Western world, but including Sudanese allies and even the allies to the military, I think the military is going to be forced to make certain concessions that, in the direction of ensuring a move towards civilian rule. However, because the military in Sudan has dominated the politics and the economics for a very long time, this process is going to be rather gradual. Perhaps it's not going to be as quick, and the results are not going to be felt as quickly as the citizens of Sudan or even the international community expects.
Dr. Hanenja believes the international community will remain engaged in the Horn of Africa region, just like in the previous years.
Considering that this region is the next and is the current actually theater of global geopolitics, you are likely to see increased presence and involvement of both the West and the East, as has been demonstrated by the increased activity of the United States as well as China, and not to leave out the emerging powers such as the ones in the Gulf and Turkey. So there's going to be increased interest because the Horn of Africa has become indispensable to global geopolitics.
You can trust the SABC to bring you this and much more stories from the East African region if and when they happen, fast, independently, and impartially. Kimani, SABC News in Nairobi, Kenya.